So I return back to the studio to our correspondent, Bosley Abel, who has been on the streets since this window opened, and we hoped she was going to take a breather at the end of today, but it seems you have 10 more days to go.
Yeah, good morning, Leah.
Good morning there.
Well, like our correspondents have said, it's no different. It's been a roller coaster of activity. The pressure is on the government, the pressure is on the financial institutions, and the pressure is also on the people. So I'll begin with my trip to Naira State, the rural areas where we had the cash swap program. Going there was kind of, it was a huge challenge to the people. Most of them rely on POS operators as their banks. So as at that last week, most of them said most of the old cash were being rejected, from them. So I was able to talk to a few of the POS operators. One of them luckily came out to me and told me, okay, he had a call, and he was like, Madam, you can hear somebody, a customer had 500,000 cash with him to make that a transaction. But at that point in time, some of the banks were already rejecting the old notes. People could not trade, people could not sell and buy as at that time. Then there was also this rumor going on social media that said banks were also rejecting, the old notes. I was able to go to some of the banks, and ask if that was actually true, and also spoke to the people, I met at some of these ATM terminals. They were like, okay, for those people I spoke to, they were like, there is nothing of that. Most of them said there was nothing of that they never experienced it, that banks were actually, receiving the old notes. Then on weekend, the CBN gave directive that most of that banks should, operate weekend. That was Saturday and Sunday. I was able to go around, and I saw most of the banks, were open as usual, with people making their deposits. Then the queues, people were trying to, make withdrawal. Then something caught my attention. As one of the banks, I went and I saw one of their officials addressing the people. They were like, some of the people, most of the withdrawals, why there were cash scarcity, where sometimes a particular person could go to the ATM spot and make withdrawal of, 10-15 cards.
Oh, wow.
While others are waiting on the queue.
Oh, wow.
Due to the limit was like 40,000 per withdrawal, then it reduced to 20,000, and it then reduced, as at this week, yesterday, it's reduced to 10,000 per withdrawal, that's per card. So it's been a challenging experience, but after the extension by the CBN governor and by the president, I beg your pardon, 10 days grace, thinking, okay, something with Nigerians who will relax. Then when it gets to the deadline, people will start going, running helter-skelter. But I was shocked as at yesterday, the whole terminals were very, very empty. And I spoke to some of the people, what was happening. They said there were no cash. Then I went to some of the banks. I spoke to the officials. They said they were still expecting cash from, the CBN. And it's not been easy on the people. It's not been easy on the government. And this is something that it's both ways. You understand? The government is trying to secure the economy, and make sure that at least we start operating the cashless economy, and, plans well for the people. But also at the other end, the people now are kind of suffering. It's like, okay, this is what is happening, and the pressure is too much on everybody. So far, the CBN said they have retrieved 1.9 trillion naira of the old notes, and they hope to, get the balance of 900 billion. And at the end of the day, we pray everything works out.
Yeah, so no one attacks you again out there.
I was actually attacked. I was actually attacked by angry Nigerians due to the pressure. Sometimes they see me and the next thing they say is that your government. And so there was a day a guy actually held me by the throat and almost, destroyed the camera. Okay. But at the end of the day, it is the same people that saved me from those attacks. Yeah. Also, it happened to one of our colleagues, Hamidu. He was also, his clothes was wrecked. So it's quite challenging, but we hope at the end of the day we are seeing light at the end of the tunnel.
Oh, thank you so much.
That has been the experience.
Yes, thank you for the update.
You're
yes,
welcome.
So